Hey guys, Tuesday night here of Holy Week. So tonight we're going to be in Matthew again, chapter 21, and I'm going to read to you verses 33 through probably 46. So what's going on here is Jesus has come back to the temple and now he's teaching there. And a lot of his teachings Jesus taught in parables, and that's what's going on right now. So if you want to read some of those parables, I would encourage you to read chapters 21, 22, 23, 24, and probably 25. He gives lots of parables. He talks about his coming. He talks about the tribulation. Lots of interesting stuff there for you to read through it and see. But we're going to focus on the parable of the wicked vine dressers. So again, Matthew chapter 21, we're going to start in verse 33. Hear another parable. There was a certain landowner who planted a vineyard and set a hedge around it, dug a winepress in it and built a tower, and he leased it to vine dressers and went into a far country. Now when vintage time drew near, he sent his servants to the vineyard to the vine dressers that they might receive its fruit. And the vine dressers took his servants, beat one, killed one, and stoned another. Again, he sent other servants more than the first, and they did likewise to them. Then last of all, he sent his son to them, saying, They will respect my son. But when the vine dressers saw the son, they said among themselves, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him and seize his inheritance. So they took him, cast him out of the vineyard, and killed him. Therefore, when the owner of the vineyard comes, what will he do to those vine dressers? They said to him, this is the chief priest said to him, he will destroy those wicked men miserably and lease his vineyard to other vine dressers who will render to him the fruits in their season. Jesus said to them, Have you never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone? This was the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes. Therefore I say to you, the kingdom of God will be taken from you and given to a nation bearing the fruits of it. And whoever falls on this stone will be broken, but on whomever it falls, it will grind him to powder. So what's happening here is Jesus is talking to these chief priests, these high priests of the Jewish faith right there, of Jerusalem. And what he's telling them is he's basically the vine dressers, the servants of the vineyard owner, the landowner that he sent. Those were the prophets that we read about in the Old Testament. All those guys that came and warned of Jesus' coming, warned of all the sins that the nation of Israel was committing and how they needed to get back right with God and how the nation rejected them. You know, some of them they would listen to, but for the most part they just kept rejecting the message that they were bringing. And then he says, then the landowner sends his son, meaning him, and he says, what's going to happen to him? They killed him too. And what Jesus is telling these guys is this is a foreshadowing of what's going to happen to him when he dies on the cross, when they reject him as the heir and have him killed, just like they did in this parable. And then he goes on to say that, for those that use the son, the heir there, the stone which the builders rejected has become the chief cornerstone. What he's saying is that he is the chief cornerstone of all of it. And that the ones that build on him are going to be there forever. And the ones that rejected him are going to be cast out. And when he goes on in verses 43 and he talks about, in 44 when he talks about they're going to stumble, what he means by that is the people that don't believe in Jesus, the ones that reject him, are going to stumble, and they're going to be passed, their judgment's going to be passed on them, and they're going to be ground to dust because they rejected Christ. 45 and 46 talk about how they were aggravated at him. They sought to have him taken into custody, to have him captured and arrested, but they feared the mob that everybody there had grown to love Jesus too much at this time, and if they did it, they would get in trouble with the rest of the people there. So thanks for joining along tonight. Sorry that's kind of long, but I just want to kind of let you know what's going on. Tomorrow night, join us again on Wednesday night, and as always, we love you. God bless you. Keep praying.